Hey there, this is me, Malorian, and this is going to be a real talk. So, for this one, it has nothing to do with War Machine. I mean, I suppose they could if I wanted to, but these are usually just something else that I want to do a video about. And this one today is going to be just talking about my health and how that's going. So, I've had some issues for a while with my lungs and basically with my weight and stuff like that. And some things have gotten better, some things have gotten worse, and in some cases I can't do anything about it, and in some other cases I'm doing some real things to try and fix it. So maybe the first thing to talk about, that's the easy one, is going to be my lungs. And so the first thing to do with my lungs is just the whole idea that, I have asthma, so it's not really the worst thing. It was a bigger deal when I was young and I was running around playing soccer and hockey and blah, 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 and I'd be having asthma attacks, and it'd be stupid because I go to track and field, and then after just be like a huffing, puffing mess, not be able to do anything. And of course, the easy fix for that is I just stopped playing sports, and that really helped a lot. Didn't really help with the weight so much, but there was that. And the other issue I've had lately with that as well is that I had a chlorine incident, a chlorine gas incident. It was here at the house, basically a whole bunch of chemicals dumped down the sink. I tried dealing with it. It was for a clogged sink type thing, and in the end, I worked in the lab for many years. I know what chlorine smells like, and I was in a small room, kept on bringing it in until I dealt with the issue, and then my lungs got even worse. In fact, it's a thing where it's now irreparably damaged and I cannot really fix this. And this is what I just did there is something that comes up a lot, and I always feel bad for the people I work with now because I always have these little coughs all the time because basically my lungs are damaged. The asthma triggers in and wants to cover it with mucus. I gotta spit it up. It's gross. It's also a thing where, like in videos, I need to a lot of times reshoot videos because I get into something, I cough, and if I think it's too much, I just reshoot it. Um, but that's that. I mean, that's going to be part of my excuse later of why I'm handling things the way I am. But the other thing is just my weight. It's something where ever since I stopped exercising, I used to be a person that used to be playing soccer and hockey, and I was big into, hiking, and I'd be one going up and down mountains and stuff. And then, of course, that ended. I stopped doing sports. I started working, the married life, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm wasting not that I'm blaming my wife or anything. But yeah, I started gaining weight and started getting really bad, really, really. I topped somewhere around like 295 before I kind of realized I need to do something about this. It's just really, really, really bad. Clothes aren't fitting. I mean, for a while things wouldn't fit, and I have to get bigger and bigger and bigger stuff. And so there was a while there where I tried working things down and trying different things to try and bring things down, whether it's trying this diet or whatever I want to try. Nothing really working until 2018. I started doing keto. So, keto is something where there's a lot of different ways you can do it. I'm not doing like the bulletproof coffee where you're melting a stick of butter into a coffee or anything like that. What I'm doing instead is I'm just going to be trying to cut out the sugars, cut out the carbs, and really focus on having vegetables and meats. And I did that going through all of 2018 for the most part, and then all of a sudden, what do you know, I started losing weight, and losing a lot of weight. I from that point I didn't start at the 290. I think it was at like 270 by the time I started doing the keto thing in 2018. But from that I was able to get all the way down to, I'm trying to find my records. Unfortunately, when my computer died, that had all my records on it, but I seem to remember I got to like 236, which is really good coming from where that was coming from. One of the depressing things is that, I'm clinically, like, by the numbers, I come in as obese. And one of the things I was thinking is like, well, it'd be good to get down to like 180. That's where I kind of like left high school at. And I looked at it, for my weight to still be 180 pounds, I would still be obese. So that's like a stupid rating. I'm not going to look at that thing anymore. My real target I want to get down to is being somewhere around 200, probably like between like 180 and 200. That's where I want to get to and just try and stay in that window. Well, things were going pretty good, right? Got all the way down to about 236, and then some things got worse in my life. My grandparents passed away, hit me really hard, and I just started eating. And basically 2019, like kind of starting from the end of 2018 and then going through 2019, I called it Cheeto because in my mind, I was trying to follow keto as much as possible, but I was cheating, and I'd cheat more and more and more and more. I'd be trying to make sure my meals were, not really focused on having a bunch of pizza and stuff like that. But if I had one slice, sure, why not? Stuff like that. It wasn't like before where my thing would be a plate full of veggies and then a big old steak or something like that. But I thought that from the very least, I'd be stable over the year, or maybe from that go up like 10 pounds or something. Well, we got to 2019, 2020, and really I even started like a week before. I never want to be the person that's like, okay, new year, new me. So I was like, I'm going to start like a week earlier. Maybe it's like a hipster way. That's the hipster way to do a diet, is I started a week before the new year. And what I did is I decided to go back to keto because it turned out that I didn't just gain 10. I gained like 20 type thing. But now I'm back at it, and I'm at keto, and I'm doing keto again with also basically intermittent fasting. So what that really means, and again, I'm not going with the crazy with the keto stuff, mainly if I just take out the sugars and I'm not having chocolates, I'm not having a bunch of pizza, but if I really make sure that my meals are veggies and meat, but also making sure I'm doing this intermittent fasting thing too. So basically what I do is I don't have breakfast, I don't have lunch, and then for supper, I have a huge salad with chicken. And that's pretty much my meal almost all the time throughout the work week. And then on the weekends, I'll be eating more like the breakfast, lunch, supper, smaller things, but also staying with the keto, staying completely away sugars from wherever I can, staying away from the carbs, so no buns, no breads, no pizzas, stuff like that. And again, I'm losing weight even faster than before. So at this point here, as we're starting to get into March, I'm starting to get back to where I was before. Right now I'm at about the 245 stage, so I'm still now at about that 10 pounds higher than I was at my best, back in 2018. But the fact that I was able to catch up so quickly, and I know there's like water weight and all that stuff that really biases your first results, really getting there. So the main thing is with this, and the reason why I want to do this is just because I can't do this really through vigorous exercise, right? I can go on the treadmill and I can go in there for half an hour and do like the walking. But the thing is, like, as soon as I start doing anything really exerting myself, like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna play soccer with the scouts or something like that, like it doesn't take much of me trying to sprint around and I'm just like wheezing and that asthma's back. But I think that's fine. I can still lose weight in my way. I'm just going to control what I'm eating, making sure I'm getting all my nutrients. I know about keto flu, making sure I have, lemon in my water and stuff like that to make sure I'm getting all the different vitamins and minerals that I need and just all those types of things, right? And I think it's going to work really well. So who knows? Maybe like in 20 years or 10 years or whenever, there's already people right now that say like keto's awful, but it's working for me. It's working for me. I'm getting to where I need to. I'm already shrinking down several belt sizes from where I was before, and that's what I need. I might not be able to ever fix my lungs, but if nothing else, if I can like reduce the weight that I'm having to move around, and especially if you think about that, like if I get down to this, let's say like in the middle there, like the 190 type range, like that difference between the 290, well then that's like 100 pounds different that my lungs had to have that drawing in and having to give myself the energy to be carrying this weight wherever I go. So there really is no point to this video. This is a video I've wanted to get out for a while, just to kind of talk about what I'm doing. I don't know if it's a mix of like, if I say it, now I really have to stick with it. And the nice thing is that so far with this diet, now I've gone through getting close to like 6 weeks type thing of me doing it, and I'm going strong. It's going extremely well. Even when I have like a date night, we still stick to vegetables and meat, and maybe we'll have like a small dessert, but it's not like it's a big huge chocolate cake or something like that. It'd be like something that's small and whatever, right? If we can find something that's more like a yogurt or something like that, like that's what we're going with, and it's just going really well. I know in the past I was hoping that he'd do it before, but I think Hungerford just used to do these things where like it's a weight loss challenge, and so I thought it would always be good to try and jump on something like that too. But if nothing else, this is just better for me and getting me happier, getting to a spot where I want to be. One of the things that's always awful is seeing people that I haven't seen for years, and they'd be like, "Wow, like Brian, you've gained a lot of weight." That's always devastating when that's like the first thing they notice about you is just like how fat you've gotten. So either way, I'm going way back the better way. If I can keep this path going on through 2020. Who knows where I can get to, but I'm hoping to get to that target weight, and then from that point, just maintaining, and whatever I need to do to stay within that, trying to maintain that and stay at that weight would be fantastic. So anyway, this is a quick real talk. Again, if you're a person watching because you're a War Machine person, blah 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 something Archon, but otherwise, this is just like a little thing for me. I just want to get out there quick, just talking about what I'm working on and just things I care about and things are important to me. So there you go. If you're a person who's watching and you know anything about keto, feel free to put things down below. In the first year that I did that, I was a lot more like the cauliflower and those types of recipes. This time, I'm just trying to keep things dead simple, where I have my salad bag, I have my pre-made chicken, boom, there's my chicken salad, my big, huge, like, bowl of chicken salad, and that's what I have for my supper. And it's just like every day, that's what I do. And it's working out kind of well. But, I always love hearing what's working for you, there's people in the hobby that also struggle with weight, just like I am. And if we're all working together as this thing, just like how it's better to paint your models, it's better if we're all healthy as well. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye.